A few years ago, my life looked completely different. I would start the day off waking up late, having no plan, scrolling for a little bit, eating bad food, and then doing drugs, right? I wasn't inherently lazy, but I was stuck in a pattern that was killing me. The truth that nobody's going to tell you is that you can rewire your brain in as little as a month, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it in the next few minutes. If this sounds anything like you, stay till the end. First thing that you need to understand is the basic science behind habits. Your brain is a pattern machine and it learns through repetition. Bad habits are just strong neural pathways that you've reinforced over time. Those can be weakened and new ones can replace them. I used to think I had no discipline, but the truth was I just had neural pathways that were wired towards comfort and not towards positive habits. When I would think about goals like getting in shape, for example, my first thought was towards the work that it was going to take to get there and how much I did not want to do it. But over time, I was able to shift that to being focused on the result. And the result is being in shape and being healthy, and that's something that I wanted. I had to rewire that pathway to achieve the habit of going to the gym. Second thing you have to do is identify the roots of your habits. I need you to think about 3 or 4 bad habits that you want to replace and think about why they are happening, not just what they are. Self-awareness is your first major shift. You have to know why the habits are in place if you want to change them. You can't fix the things that you're unaware of. Once I was able to acknowledge my triggers and acknowledge the bad habits and why they were there, I can start creating space between impulse and action. Third thing that you need to implement is daily mindset shifts. I didn't just flip a switch. I made small shifts daily, and here's what changed everything for me. You have to start your day with intention, whether it's 5 minutes of silence, whether it's straight to exercise, whether it's no phone, journaling, whatever you need to do to clear your head at the beginning of the day, do it. You have to replace before you erase. You can't just drop a habit automatically. You must replace it with something better for you. You need to go from identity changes to behavior changes. An identity change is a great place to start when you realize that you don't want to be doing something. But a behavior change is more important. It'll actually lead you to the result that you were looking for. If you're quitting smoking, for example, saying, I'm trying to quit smoking, fixates your identity on being a smoker. If you say, I'm not a smoker, your identity is not being a smoker. And you're able to implement the behaviors much easier that it takes to not smoke. Then you need to identify the tools that can help you. If you have a friend that's already in the gym, already implementing the habits that you were looking to implement, talk to them, be close with them, spend time with them. You will become who you surround yourself with. A couple of the books that I started to read that really helped me were The One Thing by Gary Keller and Atomic Habits by James Clear. It was able to help me completely shift my framework to implement better habits. These aren't just magic fixes. This isn't just the flip of a switch you're going to change, but these are levers and these are leverage. And if you use them consistently, your brain will catch up with you and you'll be able to implement the change that you need. Fifth thing is you have to be ready for relapse. It's almost inevitable. You'll fall back into your old ways, but now that you have the awareness to catch that, you won't fall back too deep. You take one tiny step back and then you can bounce back. Another thing that I had not mentioned yet was faith was a big thing that helped me. And a lot of the times you'll catch yourself going backwards and not honoring God's word. But building my faith is one of my habits, so I'm able to easily recognize when I'm doing something that's not honoring his word. You don't need to wait for rock bottom to change. Your brain is like plastic. It is always learning. You don't need to be at your very lowest to be able to implement this change. You just need to start feeding yourself new signals that'll help you turn the behaviors into good habits. If I can rewire my mind after years of chaos and numbing out, I know that you can too. Even if it's just one small habit that's positive, that's how rewiring begins. If this video helped you, comment below the habits that you're trying to break, and I'll help you.